Measuring and tracking not only health, but health risk seems to be an integral part of the health proposal. Why is tracking health risks so important?
I think we're starting to understand how important individual behaviors, things like diet, physical activity, smoking, the way people live their lives are key determinants of their health, far beyond just medical care. And so if we want to actually deal with health both in developed and developing countries, we need to take into account the risks that they have to deal with.
One would think that tracking this would be the role of the health sector, but you think that other players need to be involved. Why is this?
Take something like diet. We realize that physicians talking to patients in their office don't really have a big effect on diet, but we know that components of diet, whether you have omega-3 fish oils or what is the total caloric intake of your diet, whether you have trans fat or salt in your diet, these are really important determinants of how healthy people are. But to change those, that requires individuals changing their own lifestyles. It requires them being in a community and in a setting where it makes it easy to make those lifestyle changes. And so that means that everybody's business is going to have to be tackling these risks. That means schools, employers, communities, making it easy for individuals to take up and change their diet, change their level of physical activity, stop smoking, all those key behavioral changes that require many actors within society to help work in the same direction.
How are you going to get the commitment and action from these other players to do this?
Well, we need to create a new sense of accountability. We need to create accountability for the health of communities and individuals and health risks that touches on these different actors, touches on mayors and cities, touches on employers, touches on schools, and goes far beyond public health and medical care. And that requires creating that multi-stakeholder sense or environment where people have that shared accountability, have some targets, there's some metrics that you can track over time, and that's where I believe the World Economic Forum has a key role given their historical success of being a convener of a effective multi-stakeholder forum. We need to get all those groups to the table, get them to understand there are things they can do and track whether they do them and see how much progress different communities are able to make in reducing risks.